Tier 2 season. That's going to be your Masters players and your Diamond players, and maybe a couple of High Platinum players. And we welcome you to the season opener with the Bushido Banzai going up against the iconic Noobs. Both of these teams receiving a lot of hype, and let's see what our Tier 2 player who's casting for us this evening, Uravity, has to say about them.
I'm pretty excited. I've had a chance to scrim both of these teams, and they're both pretty strong. So I'm personally just excited to see these two clash. I think this could easily go to a map 5.
Now traveling to the south.
I think I have this as a 3-2 or 3-1, 3-2. I don't remember which.
You said to me 3-1 earlier.
Oh, that's right. We have opposite sides of the 3-1. I'm taking 3-1 iconic Noobs, and you've got the 3-1 Bushido Banzai.
Yep. Also, let's make sure we got pause. Yes, we do.
We got the pause?
I had a panic attack last cast because somebody had it bound to a weird button.
Okay. Busan's an interesting map. You can see a lot compositionally here, and we really have no idea what the meta is going to look like at this level of play.
Well, with Bushido Banzai being the former Duck Duck Goats, we used to see a lot of brawl out of that team, and a fair chunk of like hybrid dive comps. I've heard that there's a lot of talk on the streets about iconic Noobs liking Bastion comps. So
I have seen the Bastion. It is true, but we aren't going to see it here. We're actually going to see very similar brawl plus a cowboy comps, but we're seeing Ana Mercy on the side of Bushido Banzai, and then iconic Noobs will be running with a Moira Lucia.
I'm totally fine with both these compositions here for this map. You have the close range power. I would argue that Noobs, I believe that is the blue team, Noobs, they have, is it? No, sorry, blue team is Bushido Banzai. Yeah, with them having the Ashe, they might be a little more set up for this map, but with the fight they're taking, it looks like the McCree is going to excel a little bit better because they're just taking a really, really close range brawl fight here. You have the off angle from J Money though, trying to put the McCree out of commission, but not quite going to find it. Actually, this McCree's going to push in, gets punished though. Trades back and forth. Most of the trade value so far is favoring Bushido Banzai now that the Reaper's out of play.
Indeed, and with the Reaper falling, Bushido Banzai are really just going to force them out with not a lot of sustained pressure.
I think they need to get a little more aggressive than they're being. There's only 3 of them. There are 3 of the Noobs and 5 of Bushido Banzai. They're going to invest in Death Blossom, but I think that's a Blossom they should not have used.
I don't think they needed to use that. I think they played that fight incredibly slow. If Pop-Tart doesn't make it back, they could lose this next fight very quickly and, really be in kind of a rough spot.
Yeah, everybody on Noobs is back together now. They're going to start pushing in. They do have their Mercy back. They're pocketing J Money on this Ashe, and they get Drogon on the way in. The grab comes out, but it's not going to... Well, it does find a couple. It finds a tank line of Bushido Banzai. Purrs on the Reaper, though, finds Amelia.
This is really kind of going back and forth here. This is going to be a long, drawn-out fight, but it seems like Bushido Banzai are going to end up taking it in the end. Maintaining the point control here is big after what looked to be a very dangerous opening from iconic Noobs.
It just occurred to me that their McCree's name is Widow's name, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I think it's spelled slightly different, but generally speaking, Amelia LaFroy.
Noobs are getting really aggro here, and Infinite in the backline with the Blossom! Finding 2! That's all they're gonna need. The Deadeye used just to kill the Mercy. They dump a few ultimates into that fight.
I
Some
think
very
that...
interesting ult usage out of both of these teams. I feel like there's just a little bit of miscommunication there on which DPS ults are being used.
Yeah, the ult economy is going to be rough for them to sustain long enough to get through the rest of this map, I fear. They have just probably the 2 tank ults, but
go with a fat fire strike. And there's the shatter grab combo. They're gonna go ahead and clean this up. Bob literally just came out to say hi. Can somebody wave at Bob so he at least like does something?
Greetings.
Pop-Tart.
Oh, Pop-Tart hooks us
Pop-Tart
up.
waved.
But kind of in the same way, the ult lead was big there, using 3 ults on the side of Bushido Banzai.
Like ideally you would have saved one of those tank ults, but they did immediately win the fight, but I don't know if they'll win this one. Really good shield work and Death Blossom to repel. Gets Ranch in the process. Hungo getting aggro, trying to find a pick here. Purrs gets the nano, pushing it on the Zarya. The Zarya uses bubble. Gonna deter just long enough. Hungo finds a pick up on the McCree. PogChamp was just trying their best to stall out for a little bit. This is slowly turning for a fight that favors Iconic Noobs. If they can get one more pick here, the Coalescence coming out, gonna keep their team topped up. They find Hungo and Pop-Tart nearly simultaneously, and now Demo's out of the fight. Iconic Noobs are gonna take this point and keep their hopes alive on Sanctuary.
Indeed, and the ult economy, you know, slipped potentially from just a fight ago on Bushido Banzai overspending. Might make this a little more competitive than we would have thought. We're going to see both DPS ults and probably Grav come out on the side of Iconic Noobs, and that might be enough to get them into a one-fight, neutral fight kind of a territory.
That's a really good pulse. Infinite finds 3. One gets res, so it's a net kill 2, but now the team's just gonna roll in and take as many more kills as they'd like to have. Infinite's taking a nap, but that's fine. They did their job.
Yeah, that is such an efficient fight win if you're Iconic Noobs. That
Infinite's already halfway to their next pulse.
Yeah, like they're all the way to the next pulse. We're going to see Grav come out. Still, there's no guarantees with the ult economy, but
gonna force Noobs to come in, and the Shatter comes out. It's huge. It finds the Zarya, or the Moira, and the Lucio. Grab coming out from Muffin. Is it gonna be able to secure kills? There's already 2 that have come out with the help of the Deadeye. Muffin Pirate finds Hungo. That might be it for Bushido Banzai. Now the Coalescence is coming out. It takes out Glass Menagerie. All that's left on point now is Purrs on the Reaper. He gets the nano, but unfortunately the Coalescence stays up longer than the Wraith form will, and that will be Iconic Noobs managing to flip Sanctuary and take round 1 of map 1.
That was some nerves of steel that managed to turn that point in the favor of Iconic Noobs. Just a little sloppy ult economy on both sides, but they were able to convert and really clutch that fight out. That was a really impressive comeback.
I agree 100%. I feel like a lot of tonight is going to be a bunch of these like 99 to 99 scenarios, not just on the control maps, but we're probably going to see some overtime rounds in the 2CP and the hybrid map too.
Indeed. We're going to see a very different compositional lineup here, with a modified brawl comp going up against a pretty traditional dive look.
This is a more newish dive look that's come out recently between the Wrecking Ball and the Diva, and just scrapping the shield altogether from Winston.
Yeah, I feel like Ball is just so strong right now. It really opens up opportunities, and just body checking people, as I coined it.
Yeah, and we already see Infinite and LaCroix fittingly on Widowmaker, finding 2 picks. Oh no. Goodbye, Hungo. That'll be Iconic Noobs taking the point here. It seems like they might have just needed a little bit of a warm-up there on that first round, but this does seem to... This comp seems like something they've tailor-made for this map.
I agree, and I would be very scared about trying to dive into some of this composition on the other side in Bushido Banzai now. Moira Brig is a lot of sustain, diving a maze, no fun, but
they get the slam kill onto the Brigitte.
That's a good start. Going up 2 early in the fight.
That's
3 early in the fight.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Bushido Banzai, they're not even getting really any chances to attack here. That was honestly the same story for their initial fight. They didn't really even get a chance to take a fair 6v6. This team's just like, the DPS on this team of iconic noobs are just really relentlessly just taking lives.
Absolutely. They do find a little bit of space with the pushback, affording an opportunity.
Bomb gets sent out, what's it gonna find? Finds the Shield of Demo. Which is good, because that means nothing's clearing out the minefields.
Yeah, no, the positioning was such that they kind of, they double bomb trapped them, in all honesty. Mines in front, Diva Bomb in the back, and where do you go, you know?
So Bushido Banzai seems to have this issue. I don't really have the chance to do play-by-play with this. But it seems like Bushido Banzai has an issue with they don't know where to take a fight. I don't even think they're gonna get a chance to touch here. Demo's their only chance. Demo's not making it. That'll be map 1 going to iconic noobs, and on round 2, I would argue very dominant fashion.
I'm not entirely certain that that Bushido used an ultimate in that second round.
We would have to go back and see, but I did not see one myself. Memory does not recall a single ult coming out. I think they swapped, like, after that first push, and by then it was 30%, and everything after that first 30% was just iconic Linux.
Yeah, that was... You know, people always wonder why Brawl is so popular, and it's because you can play dive against Brawl, you can play other compositions, but you have to play it flawlessly. And that's kind of what Iconic Noobs did there. It was a very good look from them.
It really was. I feel like that was definitely a composition that was really thought out, and they probably put in a roster that could really execute on that specific composition. To acknowledge people in chat, apparently Twitch is broken because there was also a game done on this account last night between Stardust Crusaders and White Walkers. It was also titled incorrectly. I changed the name moving into this game, and it's still saying that it is the Tantalizers versus Diving Phoenix match.
The title on PC is actually correct, except it's listed as Tier 2, not Tier 3. Excuse me, it's listed as Tier 3, not Tier 2. So it actually took this time.
Okay. The tier thing actually might be my mistake. We do have swaps coming out on the side of Iconic Noobs. They'll be bringing in Suns in place of Infinite. And that's actually it. They're only going to make that swap. Chaotic is coming in for Persto. And that will be the only thing that Bushido Banzai is doing as well. So both teams just swapping out a DPS player. And we will be moving on to Blizzard World. Took me a second.
So I'll be interested. I feel like the points on Blizzard World offer up a lot of opportunity for compositional variety.
They do.
And it seems like noobs are potentially going to take a little more advantage of that. Specifically, I know that Blizzard World is one of the maps where their little Bastion comp comes out.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it run at the T2 level. I've seen it run at the Tier 3 level. With their, affiliated team, the Prodigious Noobs, or the Prodigy Noobs. So, I'm curious what the spin will look like. What their take on it will be. And can we get Zorettis from teams?
I'm not quite sure. It's been a little while since I have done anything against the Iconic Noobs. When we scrimmed them, we did not see a Bastion come out of them. But they're also running a very, very different lineup. They have a very different roster as a whole since the last time I've seen this team.
We do have readies from both teams. So let's take on Blizzard World.
Welcome to Blizzard World.
I'm willing to bet, though, we see at least one of these teams running double shield comp.
I would hope so, because...
And, like, an Orisa Sigma double shield, not just, like, the Rhine Sig or, like, any random comp.
Orisa.
I think it'll be, like, an actual Orisa Sig comp.
I think you're probably correct. We talked about it a little bit on cast last night when Stardust Crusaders, shout out to us, were running it. And it's not necessarily the most exciting composition to watch.
No.
But gosh darn if it's not effective.
Yeah.
Actually, you're seeing the same dive noob comp come out.
Hungo and Demo just... I'm fairly certain they did this just to spite me.
I mean, I don't know Demo. I don't think he's probably that spiteful of a guy, but you never know.
So we're gonna see a dive-ish comp with the Reaper there. That's a very interesting piece. You have the teleport, so he can go wherever the tanks go.
Indeed,
and then on the side, Iconic Noobs, we're seeing a double shield brawl comp. Hungo's just abusing the shield camera.
He does have best Rhine skin on, so I'll give him credit. So the posturing here is going to be a... Go ahead.
I mixed the team colors up again. Bushido Banzai is the double shield team.
Yes, they are. So, I was going to say that the posturing is going to be difficult for Bushido Banzai with the Soldier versus Widow matchup. But right now, J-Money's kind of just wrecking house. He's got 2 picks so far. One of them's rezzed, but still. They're really denying Amelia LaCroix the opportunity to set up and get picks.
I think the issue for LaCroix here is it's just simply the angles that they have to take. They have to take a really aggressive angle in order to even get a good angle on J Money here. And as we can see, just by them getting their angles shut off, Chaotic Phoenix just killed PogChamp in a fight that LaCroix didn't even have a chance to take part in. Now Muffin does answer back by killing Chaotic for it, and now LaCroix takes an aggressive angle but gets shut down by it, or shut down for it by J Money just running into their face. And Muffin Pirate found just a little overextended. The Shatter's gonna come out. It finds 2. Oh no, it found 3. It actually killed PogChamp the second it connected.
Suddenly, this is looking a little rough for Iconic Noobs. You know, we're halfway into this first point attack. 2 minutes spent. Not a lot of progress, and the ult economy is not there. They're behind at ult economy at this point.
I think a major issue for the Iconic Noobs here is the fact that their team composition kind of plays in a sort of like... Their strength is by taking a team that wants to play in a very organized fashion and making it play chaotically. And Bushido Banzai is already playing chaotically. The ults are coming out. Death Blossom finds 2. J Money in the back here, finding a couple picks to answer it. The Flux comes out, it finds LaCroix. LaCroix is actually going to die to that. 3 members of Iconic Noobs left on the point. Can anybody touch from Bushido Banzai? I don't think they even want to. They're not gonna.
Stop the payload.
I'm still not sure how I'm feeling about the Noobs going forward because, yes, they do win that fight, but I feel like a lot of it was just ult play.
Yeah, they actually, there was a bit of an error on the side of Bushido, and that is that they spent both of their shields and their immortality field blocking that bomb. And, you know, you needed maybe 2 of those. Specifically, you did not need the immortality field. And then Sun comes through and just immediately blows everybody up with Death Blossom. And you want to talk about a time you want an immortality field. There you go.
Shout out to J Money. J Money on the soldier has just been wrecking. I almost every time I glance up at the B, J Money has found at least a pick.
J Money got legs like Usain Bolt. Like, I don't know. Man's crazy.
As for Iconic Noobs and their composition right now, I will say that of the objectives on this map, this is the objective where I think their composition will shine the most.
I agree. A lot of opportunity for high ground control and abuse.
Yep. And not just high ground control, there are so many doors and rants. Poor rants. But just so many doors and hidden areas around the point where, like, the Wrecking Ball is just gonna have a like, absolute field day with this team and knocking them from side to side, going in from building to building, dropping off the high ground.
One thing I'm a little worried about is how much room Banzai has given for not a lot of fight loss. And you would think with this double shield, oh, they're not running Demo's on the toggle, but their comp is so much more static that
the Blossom gets invested here just to shut down Chaotic. J Money finding a pick on the Sunzo to answer for it, and now the sights have been popped. And Nano Boost is used here too.
Yeah, that was
all in all, ult eco-wise, might have actually been a pretty decent trade-off for Iconic Noobs.
They came out even-ish, probably. 3 big ones on the side of Banzai, and then 2.5 because they've already rebuilt Muffin Pirates, and Sun also swapped. So
LaCroix with a pick on the Chaotic. Chaotic getting kind of bullied here. They Nanoboost Suns, which is putting a lot of faith in that McCree. But when you get a flash fan on a Reinhardt and just immediately delete the main, they don't touch!
Where have we seen that before?
A lot of places.
Like, yeah. That is... I don't think that was a C9. I feel pretty confident that Noobs were winning that fight anyway.
Yeah, I think they had it.
There was some stall opportunity to be had there.
I think there definitely could have been a couple of corpses just tossed on the point to buy them a little bit more time there on point C.
Yeah, it slows the cart down when it has to roll over. You know? Yeah. We do see the Chaotic swapping over to the Sombra to really punish Rand. And the Diva for that matter. Not a lot of fun to play with.
Muffin Pirate throwing in the bomb. There's no... Oh, Hungo barely had shield ready for that. Just 180 shatters, finds 2. Ranch and LaCroix on the ground. Deadeye was used from up top, but gets slept, and Chaotic's up there to finish the kill off. Landmines are used on front of the cart. Really nice anti on the Hungo, but it gets cleansed due to Demo. LaCroix trying to find a pick with the Storm Arrow.
Noobs, I think, need to... Yes, there they go. They need to get out. They need to regroup a little bit. We do see some compositional swaps coming through. And I think that's for the best. I think this comp will give them a lot more, you know, staying power.
There is no Dragon Surge here, but unfortunately Hungo really overextended there. Gonna get immediately deleted by Iconic Noobs, and now I don't think there's any stopping this push anymore. Bushido Banzai kind of gave them all the space in the world after they lost their main tank, and Iconic Noobs. Okay.
Yeah, that was... I feel like there is kind of a consistent problem going on with the payload section of this map. And it is... the cart control or the space control, kind of both, from Banzai is lacking. And so they are giving up more cart than they should in fights they win. And they are giving up way too much cart in fights they haven't lost yet.
Yeah.
Like that last fight was... usually you would expect to take probably one on the finish line and then one, you know, next to the mini health pack room.
Right.
It was really just one from when Hungo went down all the way through to winning the map there. Or not winning the map, but completing the map.
Well, the cart never stopped moving, and they didn't get a full respawn cycle, in which I mean the tanks start coming back out, until the cart was on the finish line.
Absolutely. I think they could have all died on cart when Hungo went down, rather than ceding space, and had another real fight.
If you can get out like most of Bushido Banzai did, you just leave one person on cart to get the respawn cycle through, and then get the regroup.
So we see the more traditional double shield comp on the side of Noobs here, with a Torbjorn this
Thank you
time.
for not letting me down on that one.
And then a very traditional-ish brawl comp. Well, not that traditional, but traditional-ish on the side of Bushido.
I'm liking this turret placement. It'll get knocked out quickly, but it is kind of annoying to have to look at that off angle like that when you're pushing in with a brawl comp. LaCroix finding a pick on the demos. That's a lot of sustain for your main tank. Hungo gone.
Yeah, Hungo becomes a bit of a lame duck. As a main tank with no Zarya to enable swing time, it's blue rectangle man time.
Yep.
And that's about it. Especially crossing this distance with the Orisa spam, the Sigma spam, no speed boost, Torb spam, like how I don't know how you expect to cross that distance. They need to
Looks like they're wanting
do what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say they need to rotate this high ground and probably all the way to the back. But they do look like they're gonna take the short route, although they're splitting up more than a little bit.
I think J Money wants to hold this high ground, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work out for them. Molten Core coming out here is gonna stop them from advancing onto the point. They're just buying themselves so much time. There hasn't been an actual team fight yet, and we're nearly halfway done with point A.
Yeah, they're spending so much time tactically figuring out how to attack this point that they're not actually attacking.
Chaotic in the back.
J-Money taking the turret. Pop-Tart getting bored,
Rabbinic
trying
Flux,
to heal everybody.
finds 3. They all get slammed. Looks like they're going to be kept topped up there. Now Hungo finds a Fire Strike kill. They've hit the go button. Hungo going for more. They find the Sigma, the Amp Matrix, and the Supercharger. This is a lot of damage coming out right now. And they're finding the picks. Iconic Noobs are bringing it back. J-Money with the Tactical Visor trying to bring it back. But the shield's up. There's a lot of sustain. Drogon and the turret and Torbjorn are on point, and they're going to sustain here. This is really dangerous now for Bushido Banzai.
Absolutely, that was absolutely their fight to win. The good news is they got everything but the Torb Bolt. There's nothing left in the bank, and Bushido Banzai has 4 ults, including a Nano Blade. You know, double tank ult Nano Blade is a pretty good.
They need to force this Orisa shield out here and just get a good shatter here. There's the Orisa shield. Hungo has a clear shatter path now. Sig shield comes out though. We see the nano on the Chaotic Phoenix. I would assume the blade was supposed to come with it. The shatter comes out. Now the immortality field saves the Torbjorn. Torbjorn's gonna get out here. They're anti, but it wears off. But the damage is done on point, it looks like. Oh, LaCroix finds 2. If Iconic... Oh, they find 3! LaCroix and now a res on the Muffin Pirate. Drogon and LaCroix are bringing this fight back. Nemo gets to pick up the LaCroix, but now Suns on the Ana. Now they're just using the overcharge, pushing through the tank line. What an insane clutch from LaCroix.
That was nuts. And the stall was long enough that we actually saw basically another full ultimate cycle on the tank line from Iconic Noobs come through.
Hungo swaps the ball just to make it. Pop-Tart popping the Valk, looking for the Battle Mercy kill, not finding it. Swaps back to the staff. The grab finally comes out from Demo. And the Immortality Field, they're not even going to get PogChamp with it. The team kill horn is sounded, and Iconic Noobs take map 2.
That was nutso. That was the clutch. The clutch was real. Oh, Muffin Pirate. Oh, probably his clutch.
Might have damage boosted that play from LaCroix.
No, this is when he got full just cannon mode. As it turns out, Orisa gun through supercharger with the window.
Excellent.
Orisa's already terrifying. Yeah, Orisa's already terrifying without any damage boost if the Orisa's accurate. When you add the supercharger, it becomes just a death beam, and then you throw the window in. We're gonna flip sides here. Bushido Banzai down, but not out.
Absolutely not. So let's talk. Like, this is. I predicted Iconic Noobs to win. Mm-hmm. I did not think it would be this level of dominance. What I am even more surprised by is the lack of Bastion. Mostly because I love Bastion. I love a good Bastion comp. But yeah, like this has been nuts, and I think part of it is I don't know what Hungo's tank pool like really is. We saw him play Reinhardt pretty much exclusively, with the ball swap to touch at the end.
Yeah.
But as Cloud mentioned in the chat, closing that distance is just undoable. It does not work. You cannot do it. And they really showed that. Like, even the fights that they got on point and took close, they were already had expended so many resources in getting there that they were done. I really think they probably needed to force a Lucio there for the speed boost and probably do the full right side high ground to low ground to the back of the point rotation. I don't know. Are you looking to change your prediction yet? Obviously,
my prediction's already out the window. I said 3-1 to Bushido. I mean, reverse sweeps are incredibly hard, but I'm not counting out Bushido Banzai yet. I think that these next 3 maps are drastically different from the first 2.
That's not untrue. Did Val get an invite?
Val did get an invite. Let me throw them to their team spec slot. So, who is Gara? Am I dumb? Am I not seeing a person that's in the lobby? Who was Gara?
No, I don't see Gara.
Let's get the rest of them in. Demo's here, Hungo's there. Persto do be in now. And then Katie and Glass. This will be the first time we see Katie tonight. So Gara is on the way.
They're definitely going Bastion on map 4 if they aren't here, says Seth. I don't think you're completely wrong, KM1997. I think you can play the Ryan outside of the mirror, but I think you have to have a very good idea of how you're going to do it on maps where you're darn near crossing an open field, you know, of sniper fire and torb bullets. Like between the Orisa shield and everything else, it's literally attacking a bunker, and not like in the bunker comp, haha. It's like, no, you're literally crossing the beaches of Blizzard World and looking up at the seawall of Orisa and Sigma's shield with Torbjorn artillery fire and like machine guns firing down at you. Like, it is an incredibly difficult play. Oh, we do see Bleem come in. That signals Sigma. Like, a lot of Sigma.
Map swapped so people can understand why the maps I'm saying are different. Next we go to Hanamura.
Hanamura is a potential Bastion map. We saw it last night. It is 2-0 in favor of iconic Noobs, Mr. Smallpack.
Is Gara here? No, I have not missed them. How long has it been? I needed to grab a timestamp.
Let's see.
Actually checked just in time.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really...
So Gara has arrived.
Oh, do-do-do. Is we... Oh, yep, you're asking for readies. I see you. I see you, sir. This lovely halftime show presented to you by Members Mark Purified Water.
Alright, we got both readies. We go.
We go to Hanamura.
Sounds like I can start turning the series around.
Indeed, the reverse sweep starts or ends here. I guess it wouldn't. Can't really end it if you don't start it.
That is true. Well, could we consider it being ended if you complete the map and then you go into overtime rounds and lose the overtime rounds?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Legacy saying they aren't reverse sweeping. Sorry, I have no confidence in them too. Wow.
Well, that's just toxic.
Okay. Hey, look, it's that famous Bastion Far.
It is. Well, if there's anything that's going to put your mental to the test, it's going to be down to 2 maps in a series, and then on the 3rd map, where it all is on the line, you run into a Bastion on Hanamura. Not to mention they have the Farm Mercy to go with it. That is going to be an extremely mental testing game.
My comment is that the fact that Infinite didn't jump off the side of the map back at spawn to let them know what was coming is insufficient BM for my I think you need that. But I respect it. Very traditional brawl comp coming out on the side of Banzai though.
Yeah, I had taken note of that in my head that they actually decided to go with a really generic comp of their own. It's going to be borderline impossible for this brawl comp to break in here. I think you go back to the drawing board here and try something else, unless you're just planning to Lucio speed boost your way into a wacky path.
I think the play is... My gut says Persto gets in position, hacks the Bastion speed boost in, but their timing is going to have to be perfect to get that done.
And LaCroix is pecking around them for the Sombra. They actually found it. Persto got spotted out.
Oof. It's another 10-15 seconds minimum off of the clock, probably. Oh. Hack almost went through.
They lose
I'm gonna say,
and
back
Demo.
off, guys. They're not even, like, trying to get through with speed boost. They're just walking in, and it's... I don't know what they're expecting. I talked a little bit last night about how Bastion is very beatable.
Yes.
But it's kind of a team like tester. Either you need to have a plan before the map ever starts on how you're going to, beat it, or you
they hacked the Bastion, but they've lost their Lucio before the hack goes through.
Huh.
And
unlucky.
Without that Lucio, even if you don't have the Bastion turret, it's going to be really hard to push in with the Farmer's Seat.
Yeah, I would like to see Gara play D.Va here just for the 2 seconds of basically free transit.
There's the supercharger. They go forward for the Earth Shatter. They find it, but they die. And LaCroix's already back up and has taken the life of Chaotic Phoenix. I don't know what to say.
I go back to what my previous point of don't force Bastion or don't force Junkrat into Pharah Bastion. Don't just swap to D.Va. Bastion does lots of damage. D.Va eats infinite damage. Infinite is more than a lot. like, if you want to get through this doorway into that doorway right next to it where the Bastion can't see you, use a character that can eat infinite damage.
Pers gets the hack off of the Bastion. They start coming in. Still unassisted by the Lucio speed boost, though. They use beat just to come in. Infinite popping barrage from behind them. And LaCroix pops ult, not gonna find anything though. Bushido Banzai are swarming the point, which only has Drogon on it. And Drogon is going to die. We do see Infinite... never mind. Infinite was trying to go around for a flank. See? Muffin Pirate pushing into Demo. Demo not really wanting to take that fight. Really, really weak.
Honestly, if Muffin had the wherewithal... No, it's...
Okay, no.
No, there it goes.
Maybe if it hadn't been Sombra on point. This is really dangerous. This is really dangerous. Drogon's gonna get staggered. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Woo! Oh, but they lose Infinite. Chaotic gets the stagger pick on somebody we didn't even think it would be.
I think Infinite went out to get the pickup. Oh, OwO does get rezzed. But now you're looking at EMP double tank ultimates, and that's not where you want to be.
Nope. Huge dynamite. EMP comes out, the shatters go through, and the grab too, just to ensure that the kills go through. They drop the point, the cap starting to tick away. Supercharger gets dropped by Muffin Pirate, it already gets broken by the hyper aggro Demo. We see Gara in the back trying to beam down these supports. They find the Mercy. Can they get the BAP too? The BAP is going to pop window just to kill Gara. Bob's on point now, shooting Bleem as much as it can. Demo's going to find the kill on the Fog Champ, and the res comes through on the Gara. They have their Zarya back in the fight. Now Reinhardt's just as sustainable now. Goes for a pin, but a really good jet booster from the Diva. Muffin Pirate. It looks like staggers, but honestly, this is a fight that could be stabilized. Not anymore. The picks went through really quickly there. Muffin Pirate took a 1v1 with Menagerie under the bridge.
Score 0-2.
Well then, you know, it's funny. Because a lot of people have called iconic noobs Bastion one tricks. I think this series has clearly shown that's not true.
Yeah.
But if you had only watched them play on Hanamura and make a 330 plus hold using Bastion Pharah, and then get Raffle Stomp like rolled. Well, they didn't get rolled that hard on the second attack, but like they didn't it was winnable. Maybe for moments, but not like starting out with Drogon almost getting staggered into OwO getting staggered into spending the res early. It was just a series of unfortunate events, really.
I will say Bushido Banzai make out like bandits with this 1 minute 41 second time bank that they got after. They're gonna pull out a Bastion of their own. They've got Chaotic on the Bastion.
We are seeing the Telly Bastion strat on the attack, though. So,
oh boy,
what's better than a Bastion? A teleporting Bastion, says I. Oh, Blametheus on the Reinhardt double shield, though. Interesting.
There's a TP. Where's it going? Not straight to point, above point. Unfortunately, PogChamp falls, gonna use the passive to jump back up. And I think they're gonna set the Bastion up in this window here, possibly? No, they're not gonna be able to. Chaotic Phoenix is already set up on the point with the damage boost. Now it's just a matter of which Bastion can get the better angle. Oh, Infinite can be seen by Chaotic, I'm pretty sure. No, not quite. Oh, no, they can. Bushido Banzai are winning out in this this trade, this damage dump war here. The sim turrets go up, trying to entrap anybody coming into that mega room, but does not work out.
So I actually favor the attackers here and what they did. I feel like they needed to complete that rotation into this window.
Yeah.
Drop the immortality field where it could not be shot at, and then just park the Bastion. Like, have faith that the 8 seconds of immortality that you get, or 6, I don't remember which, is enough to make something happen.
Riptire coming out here, finds Bleem.
And he makes Muffin Pirate. Oh,
Class Menagerie DCs. That is not what you want to see as the defenders on a 2CP map. It is 3 minutes, correct?
That sounds correct to me. Wait, what? So, fun fact, the title has gone back to Tantalizers versus Diving Phoenix.
Neat!
On the stream. How scuffed is Twitch? Like, Jesus.
Is somebody on stream team just trolling?
It's not impossible. No, it has swapped back, Lemon. For me, shows Tantalizers versus Diving Phoenix again. Earlier it did show correctly.
For me, it has shown Tantalizers v Diving Phoenix on mobile this entire time.
Interesting, interesting. Let me refresh. So it went, when I refreshed, it went back to Bushido Banzai versus Iconic Noobs. So Twitch is just straight up has nothing to say about anything. Because it is just randomly swapping to whatever it feels like. So if they do not come back, do they proceed 5v6? Yes?
They do, yes.
Unlocked.
Not how I wanted to see the rest of this map go, especially considering Bushido Banzai were starting to get a little bit of traction with this defense here.
Indeed. They've already burnt a minute 30, a little more. There's a real opportunity for not a full hold, maybe, but certainly, you know, competitive defense. Wegsy, as people have been saying, it's been saying the wrong title randomly for people. Because like earlier, it directly like said for me, T2 or T3 season 5, Bushido Banzai versus Iconic Noobs, and then it, you know, whenever I brought it up, it was back to saying T3 season 5, Tantalizers versus Diving Phoenix or whatever, which wasn't even last night. So there's definitely something afoot. Actually, I wonder if it has to do with the Twitch PlayStation API being updated for the PS5. Maybe something funky going on there. But that's just random musings of a computer science guy. Yes, Nation, it's afoot. It looks like we will be unpausing and resuming. I believe you have to go. Oh,
yeah.
She is here. Oh, you're not going to put her in?
She is in. It autoed her.
Oh, it didn't show for me. Okay. Okay.
LaCroix opening this up with 2 picks right there.
Demo landing a pretty good counter shatter on the aggression, but it's not going to matter. This fight is largely over.
This is a lost fight, unfortunately. I'm not sure how much Menagerie would have made a difference in that fight. They dumped a few ults into him there, it looked like.
Spent a few ults, and yeah, I don't think it made a real difference. A very split offense from the side of Iconic Noobs. Holy cow.
Infinite with a from behind barrage. They clean out Bushido Banzai right there. This might just be the whole point being taken. Yeah, there's no way they get out in time, even with that Tracer. I don't think. No, the Tracer comes through. Oh, but the Shatter immediately on the Chaotic.
So I think
wow.
Infinite... I was worried because I think Infinite mistimed his bounce and let Chaotic get back on point, or Purge, I don't know which one.
Quite the time bank. Iconic Noobs managing to add 1 whole second to their time bank. And I believe 1 second will equate to somewhere around some obscure percentage of ultimate that you wouldn't have had with just 4 flat minutes.
Indeed. Seems very fortuitous to have that extra. Let's see.
Well, every 3 seconds is like 1%, right? I know it's a little different for every hero, but roughly 3 seconds equates to about 1%.
Oh, well, I was just thinking how 4 minutes is 240 seconds, so 1 over 240 would be like 0.45%, 0.41%, something like that. So you get like a 0.5% more time, and then, you know, 1/3% more just raw ult charge. You know, almost 1%. It's pretty easy peasy. Noobs are running the defensive comp back. No surprise there.
Chaotic Phoenix on Sim this time. They're just gonna go for. They're gonna teleport into the building, just straight into the building this time. No fancy on point. No Bastion rotation. Just gonna head into this room. They are still gonna take a fancy rotation across this bridge. They're gonna be careful with the fire. The fire could boot them all off. And we see. Iconic Noobs have really bunkered down on this back half of the point. They're okay with... They're just playing teleporters.
60 seconds.
I didn't even think about that. They destroyed their teleporter below them and used it to get across the bridge.
Absolutely. A very slow way of traversing, but, you know, potentially
Infinite
quite safe.
behind them already, just doing a bunch of work. The damage coming through from Iconic Noobs is just... massive.
The funny thing is, they did that almost without Bastion, because Bastion went down very quickly to Demo's charge. But Demo also went down very quickly to having charged the Bastion into his own team. So the positioning won't be as favorable.
Infinite already finding a pick up the Chaotic. Coalescence being popped here. Infinite uses Barrage. Is he gonna find anything? It does. It gets Glass Menagerie. Demo's down. Katie falls to the Bastion. Burrs is just trying to use Raid Form to stay on point a little bit longer. Gara finds two though. They get the Far Mercy. And Burrs is still on point. Burrs is able to heal themselves just a little bit, but LaCroix doesn't care. Bastion does too much damage. Chaotic Phoenix is back on the point. Uses the recall just to get out with their life. Chaotic Phoenix falls. The ball. Demo makes it back. Can they hide around the bell well enough not to get hit by this Bastion? Gets melted down. KDV's back on the Lucio though, stalling on the walls. The LaCroix Bastion though knocks out both of the supports, and that will be it for Bushido Banzai's attack.
Score.
Indeed, and that is technically the series. You know, it's
Yes,
not,
sir.
It's a very unhyped way to end it, but this is at worst drawable for iconic noobs.
Yep.
And that means worst case scenario, a 2-1 finish for iconic noobs. 2-1-1,
Yes.
I guess, technically.
But we will play out the rest of this map, obviously, and map 4, because every map counts, folks.
Absolutely.
Especially since I need Bushido Banzai to win a map so that I can get my full prediction right.
I did what oh, not that. I was just going to add about map differential. I did not pay attention to tier 2 standings as much last season, as I did not have a hand in that tier at all. But I do know in tier 3 the map differential ended up being huge to the point where the top top 6 teams were all separated by about either one series win, or the teams that were tied, which I think were about 2 or 3 of them, were separated by 2 maps.
That sounds accurate. So map differential matters, folks.
We see the Farmer C coming in. Oh, Amelia LaCroix finds one. Infinite coming in, finds another. Both the supports are out for Bushido Banzai. Gara trying to call back the point. Hers trying to get a little poke damage done to the Farmer C. Gets a hack off on the Demo. Or, sorry, not Demo, onto Bleem. Bleem's just going to run it on point with Muffin Pirate. Muffin Pirate just unleashing the beam.
Listen to your mommy.
And KDB's back on the Lucio, gonna stall a little bit. Gets a quick kill from Ana, and Ana gets booped off the point, and that will be map 3 going to Iconic Noobs as well as the series.
Indeed. Indeed.
Play of the
Oh. Infinite
I am not
going
surprised. This has got to be the
With
come from
the dome?
behind barrage, right?
on? Yeah, no, this was... Oh!
Man, that was nastier on first person than it was in third person.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was spicy. Oh my goodness, PogChamp with the 69% KP.
Oh my goodness.
epic.
Yeah, that is epic. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh.
So Ranch is coming back in on the tank line. That appears to be it for Bleem for tonight. Infinite and Suns on the DPS line. This is the first map we'll see LaCroix out for. And then Siren and Steel. The first time this is the first time that their support line has swapped at all.
You're correct.
Also, I have to flip the sides. Not come back.
Okay.
So the colors are swapped again. Bushido Banzai goes back to being the blue team, and Iconic Noobs goes back to being the red team. I really did not plan this out good at all, because if I had, I would have made Bushido Banzai the red team primarily, and Iconic Noobs the blue team primarily. But I have a case of what it's called stupid.
Just call them Bushido Banzai.
It's not 69 defensive assists, so it's not bin worthy.
No. The best part is the next line, which is, sorry, I make the rules, because... Chat, for those of you who cannot see match chat right now, I took a screenshot of PogChamp's 69% kill participation and posted it in there. Because, nice, right? And it was asked by the architects were asked if it could be pinned in our Discord server. And one of them showed up and said, no. Sorry, I make the rules. Oh.
The final map of the night will be Dorado. Good old Escort. So we have the swaps TM. We'll have J Money making their appearance in place of Chaotic Phoenix. Chaotic is actually moving. Chaotic will be taking Gara's place as the off tank. And then on the support line, Mystic Angel will be joining KDB. Charles, get out of here.
Wait, is Charles in chat?
Sending me Apex Legends invites while we're streaming.
That's a Charles play right there. That really is.
Oh, I love Charles.
Oh.
So, for those wondering, we are currently awaiting. I'm actually giving the 2-minute heads up right now.
Okay, I was getting ready to say, how close are we?
I know Chaotic is using the bathroom, but he should go faster. Demo needs to be swapped for Hungo. Okay, I got it.
Oh. Kariv to Guangzhou charge. Interesting.
Ooh.
That was not expected in
Yeah,
any
no.
way, shape, or form. That's an out of left field kind of a play.
Alright, I do believe we have readies from both teams. Let me just make sure. Because it has been stated several times, I am professionally blind. We did get from both, though. We got one from Muffin about 3 minutes ago.
Traveling to arrival.
So we go into our fourth and final map of the series, Dorado.
Indeed.
I wonder what kind of comps we'll see here.
I think there's a lot of variety on the table.
There is. This map lends itself to so many different types of compositions. You can see different variants of everything. Like a hybrid brawl dive is historically just been a solid pick. Like the Rhine Diva DPS that can go up the high ground, one that just dumps damage with the Rhine. You can run like just full-fledged dive. We've seen pirate ships. It just about everything works here.
It looks like Iconic Noobs are going to be running a dive comp pretty similar to what they did back on map 1.
Yes, actually, I enjoy seeing this.
And then on the defense, we're going to see a an interesting double shoot with Hungo on the Orisa and Chaotic on the Sigma, Persto on Junkrat, and then J Money back on that Ash, which he's looked good on the hit scan all evening.
Oh, that poor Dynamite hit the ground. It actually still finds Ranch. Oh, it also got the echo. Did it get the echo?
Just a poke. Nobody check dive here, Strife. They lack the Genji for the full body tap.
True. So trade's even so far. I'm liking this positioning from Mystic Angel. KDB's in a lot of trouble right now, though. Unfortunately, because of Mystic Angel's positioning, KDB kind of stuck on their own out there. We do see Suns is just going full in their face with this Reaper. Finds Hungo, but Chaotic Phoenix is going to finish them off. And I think enough damage has been done with this double shield to kind of deter Iconic Noobs for a little bit. Maybe not. They're looking to push straight back into him. Chaotic Phoenix is in a lot of trouble, surrounded on 3 different fronts right now. KDB gonna get the, well, tried to get the top off going, but not quite. Persto on the Sombra, not, unfortunately just gets pushed out of the fight. And what looked like a like stabilizable fight gets turned into a cart turn-in for Iconic Noobs.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. Infinite swapping over from the Echo onto the Pharah, I think shows that they're not that interested in experimentation, and they're pretty willing to just, you know, run at their face with what has worked for most of the evening, which I don't actually think is a bad thing. I like a team that won't take their foot off the accelerator even when the match is won.
Yes. Well, like we were saying on Hanamura, map differential matters. Even if you're not, like, because, like, last season in Tier 2, I did take a peek because I did a playoff game just to see what the standings were, and the top, like, 2 teams had some real separation going on, but if I remember correctly, even, like, if you're not one of the top 2 teams, map differential will still matter for you, like, historically speaking. So,
Absolutely.
if Iconic Noobs happens to not have, we see the EMP come out, J Money using the Deadeye just to kind of execute on it a little bit, only finding one beat coming out here, a bit late from Siren, but Infinite using Barrage, only gonna find Mystic Angel and gets hooked out of the sky. Looks like Bushido Banzai are gonna stabilize with this.
Indeed, potentially a little expensive. Hog ult, J Money's ult, as well as the EMP all come out. But we do see Siren pop her ult. Ranch, I don't yes, ulted, but he swapped. So like, ult economy after that, relatively even. Maybe a little advantage on the side of Banzai, but
we see two people go up to the high ground, Muffin Pirate and Suns. Now you have the Mercy up there too, a Valyrian Steel trying to push J Money off the high ground. They're going to successfully do that. KDB pops a Valk just before getting hacked. Perfect timing. Suns drops with the Death Blossom, finds Mystic Angel. Hungo's going to shut him down though, but unfortunately Hungo loses their Supercharger. The picks are favoring Iconic Noobs right now. Can Bushido Banzai kind of turn this around? Suns with a pick on the Chaotic Phoenix. Definitely going to hinder their progress. Infinite finds Mystic Angel, and in the backline KDB falls. Suns finding 2, and that will be Iconic Noobs turning in for B, looking to find C now. Now they're going to find stagger picks. J-Money and Hungo caught out. Hungo escapes with just a little over half their health intact though.
Indeed, Katie swapping over to the Brigitte. An interesting, although not unwelcome, swap in my opinion. Really, this is a big sustain composition.
4-man, 5-man EMP coming out here from Purrs. And then Hungo following up just with a hammer.
J-Money does commit his ultimate in that fight as well. I don't think that was particularly necessary, but
I think it was the plan.
They seem to have it.
I think it was one of those things where it's like, I press triangle, and then like 1 second after I do it, you do it, and that's what they did, but they didn't realize that the triangle, the EMP was going to be so good that it just like, Hungo was going to be able to follow up on it without the Deadeye.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. If it was a planned combo, but it was muscle memory, to, you know, almost, as opposed to...
J-Money in trouble. Got hacked by Infinite, and then both Muffin Pirate and Infinite went for the kill. And KDB gonna get found out here. Hungo went for a charge onto, I believe it was Ranch. Got the connection. Unfortunately, there's just not any sustain for Hungo in this fight right now. Angel falls, there's no supports, oh no, they do not lose the shatter. I thought I heard Hungo just about to say, but nope. Suns goes in, unfortunately for Suns, KDB had the shield and Chaotic had a bubble. KDB goes out to touch, Ranch is in trouble, Ranch is falling weak, the grab comes out, EMP to counter. Huge shatter coming out from Hungo, considering he got lifted into the air. And now Ranch finds the pin and the kill. Ranch is one in the backline. KDB's gonna find the pick though. And a huge EMP finding all of the remaining members of Iconic Noobs. Is it gonna be enough? The Coalescence is being used to try and keep KDB alive with the rally. It's just crazy usage of ults here from Bushido Banzai, trying to keep this defensive run alive. They're focusing on this Reaper, but it's getting an insane pocket here for both of the supports. They're going to try and speed their way out. Can they make it? Sun's using the Wraith form. It looks like Iconic Noobs are actually going to get out of that with only about 2 casualties. Unfortunately for them, though, Muffin Pirate's still without a mecha.
That was a really undisciplined fight from Iconic Noobs, and that's not something we've seen pretty much all night. They went into that fight with literally 6 ultimates and could not convert that into a fight win. Or, you know, a decisive enough fight win to finish the map. I really don't... The ult economy is equalized such that they're going to have to figure out...
Ranch is already 1 HP. J-Money's going to get the final blow here. But Suns finds KDB. Now another support's been lost, so Chaotic Phoenix getting a little aggressive there, finding the out-of-position Lady of Siren. What is my camera doing? Stop it. Okay, thank you.
So this looks to be another, you know, 5 to 6 ult fight on both sides. And in all likelihood, final fight as well.
Infinite needs to be careful. They're looking for an EMP, but EV's doing all...
30 seconds.
Oh no, Robo-Ravity. I don't know if it's me or you.
It looks like it's come back together for this final team fight. They're going to use a grab. I can't think of the name of that. Meteor Strike. I don't play Doomfist. There's the EMP I was saying they needed to be worried about, but unfortunately it comes through after approximately 4 members of their team have died. However, said 4 members of the team— oh no! I was gonna say said 4 members are coming back! They might have a chance here. Suns had Blossom, Ryan had Shatter.
I think they made another low discipline kind of a mistake there. I don't think Infinite needed to EMP. I think he probably could have touched and dipped. Maybe you sacrifice Val there for a little bit of stall on the Mercy, but you come back with Beat, Beat, Shatter, Blossom,
yeah,
and Grav even maybe.
I don't think they had Grav.
No,
yeah, they were running the Diva. Yeah, I don't think they had the bomb.
But yeah, no, that was a pretty hard throw, if I'm going to be brutally honest, from Iconic Noobs. A couple of them across that little exchange.
Oh, let's get the clock going.
Oh, do-do-do-do.
So, looking at what it looks like, we're going to see a dive comp coming out from Bushido Banzai, and we're not going to see a Sombra. We had a Sombra duel going on pretty much that entire map last round that I was actually kind of enjoying watching the back and forth between the hack targets, in which was getting focused down. However, I'll take the loss of Sombra for the gain of a Mei.
That's just because you like Mei.
Yeah. I love watching Mei. I love playing Mei. I only got to play Mei twice last night. That was unfortunate.
I mean, depending on the map pool, I think there's a lot of opportunity for Mei play.
I'm thinking here this Mei is actually going to play perfectly for them because they're going to be playing this Mei into a dive comp.
The concern I would have is J Money gonna put a lot of hurtin'.
Yes. Well, maybe. Mei is a projectile hero. Mei doesn't have fall off, so if Suns tries to take that duel at all, J Money could actually have a sniper threat.
I mean, yes, technically, in the sense that one body shot and one headshot would kill J Money, but one headshot or just 2 body shots would kill Suns in return.
It's true.
If they are full charged, I suppose. Notably. 25 or 250 HP demon.
All right, we're going. Val made it back with a grand total of 27 seconds left.
Attackers incoming.
Plenty of time. Well, I would say this is certainly not unwinnable if you're Bushido Banzai.
I would agree, heavily.
But this new compositional look that they're bringing out, it better pound.
So, Ranch is on Wrecking Ball. I don't know if that was there before, but it means that they're playing this dive comp with them now, which I suddenly like a lot less. You're also playing it with a Moira. J-Money with the pick on the Suns. The balls are just having a good time slamming into the enemy team, just dislodging them, and then running away. J-Money on the Hanzo, though, is just popping off. Pushing way forward, trying to get this diva out of the mecha, and not quite going to find it. Unfortunately, gets stuck on the stupid gate. Chaotic Phoenix almost overstaying his welcome there. Oh, gonna go in even further, actually. Gets the slam. Trying to get the finishing blow on the Ranch, but Ranch is gonna get out and come right back in. Slam onto the cart. Lifting 3 members of Bushido Banzai. This is looking dangerous for Iconic Noobs now. The Dragon gets invested by J-Money, finds the mecha. The slam finding Muffin Pirate, and Ranch tries to spin to win but gets hacked. They have mines if they get this kill before they use it. That's big. That could have been a massive stall tool there, and just doesn't get to be used.
The chaotic ball, pretty clean.
Very clean. I think the big thing here that is crippling for Iconic Noobs is they're playing a ball into a Sombra, and they're not playing a Sombra of their own to counter Chaotic. That alone is just going to make Chaotic look that much better. I say as Ranch swings him off a building and shoots him.
He probably overstayed his welcome more than a little bit.
Yeah. But I still stand by that statement that it's going to be a lot harder to play ball into the Sombra than it's going to be to play it into a Mei.
Oh, 175%. Like, I'm with you all the way there. Honestly, I'd really like Persia to just get out. That's not.
Well, they have found the way out.
Well, so the problem is they have ult. They're not going to kill a diva. So all they're doing is feeding ult charge to the enemy healers, who technically also already have ult. So it's not that big of a deal.
This is actually going to be a huge ult dump fight. They're probably going to want to hold their EMP until the mines come out from Ranch.
So many ultimates coming out.
Yeah, I don't really have play-by-play for this, because it's really just which ultimate is most effective.
We saw 3 come out from either side, and it looks like Bushido Banzai are going to come out on top in the overall count.
That is true. Ranch is kind of stuck in this courtyard here, using the grappling hook to buy some time on cart, not really with the spin to win. Gets a slam lifting the support line of Bushido Banzai. This is actually a really good job by Ranch managing that HP bar and not letting the cart move at all. And Muffin Pirate going to use the bomb. KDB got hacked, couldn't get away from it or put up their shield. This bomb allows them to stabilize in a fight that, honestly, the cart should have been well past the bridge by now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the focus fire on Ranch there. That was mighty unfortunate. Also, I want to note, OwO primal mechanics, not so. I see why he wasn't. He held his ult basically through the end of that fight, and it's a difficult ult to get value out of if you're not looking to do more than just displace. But
right. Really nice look from OwO there, though, bringing Muffin Pirate off the high ground and down into the center of the Bushido Banzai. Infinite, though, finds J-Money. And Infinite's just hanging out in this courtyard here. Just sliding off the rooftop. Really nice sticky grenades there from Infinite. Coalescence being invested here by Mr. Angel. Really nice hook again from OwO, pulling Ranch straight into their team again. Gets melted down. There will not be the stall they had last time here. Misses the hook on the calling Moira, but that is fine. Infinite is really weak here. Going to get to the high ground where their support is. Just waiting on the heals to come through from Val. Persia's going to hop up there. It puts their life in grave danger, too. Echo immediately starts focusing them. They're going to duplicate the Zarya. Can they build the grab? EMP comes out. Now the bomb, too. It's going to find OwO. J Money, though, with the pick on the Infinite, the Zarya copy does nothing for them. Unfortunately, Suns gets hacked. Are they going to be able to get out of this fight or get any value? Not quite. Their counterpart is going to take them out, and Bushido Banzai are going to take point B, and they have 2.5 minutes to win Dorado.
That was like the EMP bomb was so slow there.
That was actually a backwards EMP bomb. I don't know if you noticed that.
Actually, that makes a lot more sense.
Bushido Banzai EMP'd, and then Iconic Noobs tossed out the bomb.
Oh, I totally saw that backwards. That makes so much more sense.
I initially saw it the same way you saw it, and then it hit me.
Wait, Muffin was playing it so slow.
Really good grab coming out from Chaotic Phoenix. The dragons are too far. They don't actually hit the grab. Ranch gets the pin kill, but is now in grave danger in this hallway. Chaotic Phoenix and Hungo chase them down. They do get the res on the Muffin Pirate, though. And Purr's looking for some EMP ult charge. Huge EMP coming out from Suns. Is it going to be enough to turn this fight? Not quite enough yet. They don't have the follow-up they need. Just a support line on point right now. And Lady of Siren goes out, but not before taking out J-Money with them. And Ranch goes for a ride. Hungo gonna solo kill this Reinhardt. Oh no! Hungo loses a shatter to the top of the Mei wall. Really great Mei wall placement from Suns there. The EMP coming through though is gonna prevent Suns from stalling with the ice block. And it looks like this might just be it. Lady of Siren uses Wraithform to get out on the point, gets hacked. No more orbs, and they're not gonna be able to touch. Bushido Banzai will find themselves taking at least one map for the series. Crypto, I don't want to hear it.
What don't you want to hear, buddy? No, I never want to like read into it too much, but I can't help but feel like Noobs boomed themselves a little bit after their attack round.
Thank you.
Now, on the flip side of that, Bushido Banzai looked really good
Yes.
on their attack, and just kind of, generally speaking, that last map, like, it felt very different. That's kind of the tempo that I was expecting to see across the whole series. Something a little more back and forth, compositionally very different. I guess the whole series was compositionally very different. That's
Yeah.
honestly probably one of the Banzai's biggest, probably biggest weaknesses overall, in terms of what I think like cost them was, talking about the Ryan comps and whatnot. Oh no.
So now we get to do the fun part. We can talk about it a little bit. We're waiting on the nominations from the captains to see what the people in the field thought. Was there anybody who was a clear standout to you though that just like has to get MVP or it's a crime? Because I'm not seeing it.
So my first thought is LaCroix.
LaCroix, that one's valid.
So, and honestly, the only thing that makes that one I'm going to say it. I think LaCroix probably still. But if we were going by the old system, where you would give one to each team, I think you'd have to give serious consideration to J-Money.
That is true.
The man's legs, pure filth. Pure filth.
I think, for me personally, I'm gonna keep leaning towards LaCroix.
I
just because
very much think it's LaCroix.
Yeah, because like yes, J Money had great legs, right, on Blizzard World, but
and hit scan in general.
Yeah, the hit scan in
LaCroix
general was really good, but I feel like Dorado they were a little bit quiet, and LaCroix was just really, really actively lethal throughout the entirety of every map they were in.
That is very true. I do not disagree with that at all. We do have, so from the side of Bushido, excuse me, wow, unprofessional, fire me. From the side of Bushido Banzai, Ranch and Infinite are their nominations. And I think Ranch played a very strong tank. Pretty much on all roles asked of him. I don't disagree with that in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, Infinite, with the Pharah play, was very, very bully, as the kids say these days.
Yeah.
And from the other side, J Money and Hungo are Noobs propositions, which I think lines up pretty well with what we were talking about with J Money. But I still think Amelia for DPS is relatively clear. So let's book that one for a moment.
Mm-hmm. For the tank line, I was personally between Hungo and Ranch. Funny enough, they got nominated.
No,
I'm not really hard sold on one or the other, unless you have another contender you wanted to toss in there.
No, I would lean towards Hungo or Ranch. The one thing that bothers me about Hungo is you never know who is calling the compositions and who's making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely ran Hungo on Reinhardt into situations where he should not be playing Reinhardt.
I was about to say, I started thinking about it more, and I was like, we did get a lot more of other tanks out of Ranch than we did out of Hungo. Hungo had the tendency to kind of linger on the Reinhardt a lot, whereas I felt like we saw Ranch on quite a few different tanks, if I remember right.
Absolutely. We saw, let's see.
Just most recently, we saw the Ball.
We saw Ball, we saw Sigma, we saw either Ryan or Zarya, I think, at one point. They did swap that.
I do think they were on Ryan at a point.
Yeah, like we saw a lot of variety. I like Ranch there. And then, do you have any thoughts for support? Well, I mean, or add more thoughts on tank as well. I don't
No, I think we're set on tank. For support, I really liked what I saw out of Drogon.
Drogon looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I
Also,
was
a
actually
bunch of them left.
I'm gonna say I was also quite impressed with PogChamp. Actually, I did not expect to see them playing support, and it looked pretty good on that map one. I don't think it's MVP worthy, but I just wanted to give them a little shout out for good support play.
Can we give it to Menagerie for disconnecting on Hanamura?
Toxic. Honestly, you're right though. I don't necessarily have like a really clear support pick. I thought everybody played pretty well.
Yeah, I'm going through the lineups right now just to kind of see if there was somebody who like wowed me at a point and I don't remember it. But I'm like, other than Drogon coming to my head, I don't, and you seem to like PogChamp. I don't really have any clear standouts. Everybody did really well tonight on the support line, but it was really hard to pick, like, yes, this specific one did so much more than the other.
Yeah, no, I don't think, I'm not actually proposing PogChamp. I don't think he played enough to really earn the full MVP. He just, for the quote-unquote rookie support appearance, I thought he looked quite good. Oh, so Drogon, for lack of a, super standout competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Sounds good to me.
So it was LaCroix, Ranch, and Drogon, right?
Yes,
what
sir.
we're going with? All right. I believe then that does it for us on the stream team booth for the night then. Anything you would like to add before we sign off?
I don't think so. Thanks. Your Lucio was good, Siren. I don't disagree with that.
Every support did good tonight. I don't want what I said to be misconstrued as supports did bad, only one person did well. It's more or less that you guys all did well, and it's kind of hard for me to pick from each one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like there was no... Typically you can sort out supports by like, this person fed, blah, blah, blah. Definitely not this person, but there was like no no's.
Right.
And there wasn't like a super strong yes either.
Everybody consistently did their job, and they did it very well.
All right. Have a nice evening, everybody. You see us probably next week at some point.
I do believe we have another Tier 2 game on Thursday, right?
A pair of them on Thursday, I believe.
A pair of them on Thursday. So stay tuned in for that. We'll have updates on the Overwatch Oasis Twitter for those. However, for tonight, that has been it. Iconic Noobs will take the series 3-2-1. I have been your caster, Uravity, joined by Crypto. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.